Loving vibrations, light information, peace vibrations, healing the nation, unity vibrations, it's a love celebration, yeah, with limitless vibrations.
Greetings, fellow Earthlings. This is Limitless Vibrations, presenting you with another edition. And on today's episode, we're gonna talk about I'm just freestyling. We're gonna talk about spending time alone. Spending time alone is the key to figure out who you truly are. Now, spending time alone was an integral part of my journey all throughout this journey of being here on earth, on being a human, because without it, I don't think I would be here. I wouldn't be the being I am today. Because most of our lives and most of my life, I was pretty much around people everywhere, friends, family, and there wasn't much time alone. And that energy was kind of intertwined with minds, and it wasn't always harmonious, because everyone has their own energetic field that they're kind of imprinting on creation, and they're projecting onto you. We're all pretty much projecting our own shadows, our unresolved tension, because we haven't figured how to transmute it ourselves. So when people have a very dense and stagnant auric field and they haven't transmuted their kundalini, they haven't transmuted their energy, then they start projecting that onto you, and you start taking on that baggage. And this is what happens everywhere. Everyone's pretty much has unresolved tension. It's very, very select few who have their shit together. They have their shit together, and they're pretty much flowing in a flowing state. Now, if you hang around friends or family, there's one question you have to ask yourself: how is this serving you? How are these relationships serving you? Whoever it is, whether it's blood or friends or colleagues or whatever it is, whoever it is. And it's very important to note that if you're hanging around someone, watch how you feel. Watch how you feel around that person. Watch how you feel when you're away from that person. You'll notice a difference. When you take a fast from that person and see how you feel. See how that person makes you feel. Does that person make you feel uplifted? Does that person make you feel creative? Does that person make you want to expand? Does that person lift you up, help you? And if they don't, then why spend so much time around them? And that's one thing I had to ask myself. Okay, well, these people aren't really here to uplift me. Why would I spend time around them? And that's why it's very important to come back to yourself. Come back to yourself and really remember, because we have amnesia. We all have amnesia. We have had amnesia for such a long time, and coming back to yourself and not being surrounded by all these distorted energies that are kind of intertwining with your aura can give you that break, from that stuff. And you take a fast and you spend time by yourself. It's really just a fast from everything. So I spent time by myself for 97%, 95% of the time in the last 6 years. 5 years actually. I haven't say I would cut off friends. I just stopped hanging around with them. I just stopped hanging around people who kind of limited me and gave me a very, boxed view perspective. And I don't like boxes. We like to expand. We like to grow. We like to fulfill our true heart's desires, and everyone else is kind of living in a box. Eating in a box, watching in a box, sleeping in a box. But we're not going to pay attention to that. We're going to pay attention to us and what we can do, because there's so much, distractions here, distorting us, limiting us, and putting into compartmentalized, fractalized boxes. box consciousness. We're not that. We're not cube consciousness. We are expansive consciousness. We are limitless vibrations. We all are. We all have this potential within us. We have a reservoir of unlimited, limitless potential that we just have to tap into, you know. And if we spend time alone, spend time, as much time alone, you know, not to just, you know, take a break from others, but just to get to know yourself. We have to get to know ourselves, because we are the most important in our reality. It's us, you know. And people may think that's selfish to love yourself, you know, but it's the exact opposite. Once you love yourself, once you get to know yourself, once you know thyself, then you know everything. You know the creation. You don't know everything, but you're knowing the rules of this creation. You're knowing how to use the universe and make it work for you in your own divine order, in your own divine orchestration. You are the alchemist. You are the director of your movie that you're creating. And once you start directing your movie, then you start creating the movie how you want, instead of having others create a movie for you that you don't really want the movie to be like. You want the movie to be like, you know, box office. You want the movie to be like super profound, super, you know, exciting to watch, super joyful, super happy, super profound. You want that stuff. It's the same thing with your life. And if you take time by yourself and you take the extra moments to check in with yourself, wherever you are, it's key. It's key. And this is what has happened to me. And I'm so grateful for spending time by myself, and I know a lot of us are spending time by ourselves just to check back within ourselves, because it can be always distracting, this matrix, this holographic projection. But we are the creators, we are the gods, we are the goddesses here. We created all of this. And it's time that we reclaim our divinity, we reclaim our sovereignty. We are sovereign unto ourselves. We are sovereign free beings, okay? Now let me remind you that we all are. All the living souls, I mean. Anyways, peace out, love.